form is not that great and I keep swimming while I swim fast, how will I benefit? Now here's the catch. When we swim fast, or we run fast, or we ride fast, how do we hold our bodies? Tighter, tauter, right? Swimming fast is the best thing you can do for good swimming mechanics. It forces you into that good posture. You hold your body well. We just can't do it for a real long period of time. But that's where training comes in, frequency, and then you can do it for a little longer period of time and a little longer. So generally, your mechanics get a little bit better from a posture standpoint when you're swimming fast. Specifics as to what I'm doing on the water may need swim instruction from some person. So let me go in and talk a little bit about how we actually swim, what goes on in the water, because I want to make sure that we touch on that. I listened to something, or a piece of something on slow twitch by a very good swimmer, Olympian, gold medalist, who published a 4-part series on swim mechanics. Any guys see it? Gerry Hall? Yeah. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Knows what he's talking about. But it's complicated. We can make life really complicated. I'm a simple guy. Black t-shirt, pair of shoes. It's simple. Keep swimming the same way. Here's what we do. You put one hand out in front. We extend it out. We don't bend at the wrist. We get to this position as soon as we can. Takes some people a little bit longer than others, but we get to this position right here. We don't break at the wrist. We don't do this. And we don't break laterally either. Fingertips pointing down. By this point, your hand is somewhere underneath your face also. And you hold onto the water with your forearm and the palm of your hand, with your fingertips pointed right down, and you push water straight back behind you. If you just did that, now there are more nuances along the way. We can create a 4-part series. Or 6-part series. But if you just did that with enough force and enough repetition and frequency, you're going to get faster. It's that simple. Don't complicate it. Here, hold on, push it back. Here, hold on, push it back. One more time. Now here's the difference between good swimmers and slower swimmers. We've looked at good swimmers in the Olympics, or Andy Potts, or whomever indigenous to your space. And what do you see? Boy, this really polished, very smooth swimming. They look like they're going slow. You really look at it and go, they make it look so easy. They don't look real fast because they're very fluid. What you're not seeing is what's taking place on the water. We took a stopwatch and we timed you, any one of you guys that are between 20 minutes and 40 minutes, even the ones over 40, for the time you hand into the water to when it exits the water. So we start the watch now, we stop the watch once you've finished. You take approximately 30 to 75% longer to get your hand from point A to point B than any fast swimmer. Because what you don't see is underwater, when they do this, it's done fast. Boom, boom, and then they look very comfortable out here. They're getting relaxed and recovering, and then they go to work under here. It's fast, massive amount of watts being generated. So that leads us into strength training. Okay, so that's it for swimming mechanics, by the way. It's no more complicated than that. And don't swim catch-up stroke. I want to say why not to swim catch-up stroke, or what's called front quadrant swimming. At your speed. At your speed, generally, because it's taking you 30 to 60 or 70% longer underwater, at a lot less force and watts than a good swimmer. If you just have another hand sitting out here doing nothing, and you're taking a whole long time to get this hand by, what do you think's giving you propulsion? Let me help you out. Nothing. Nothing. Because none of you guys can kick very good. It's a fact. It's a fact of triathlon, and you don't need to. So you don't have that big, massive kick that Michael Phelps has of good swimmers who kick a minute per 100 or 105 for 100. You can't even swim 100 and 105. They can kick 100 and 105 just on a kickboard with no fins. So when they have one hand out front, there's a big monster kick going on back there that's driving them with huge propulsion. You've got a nice little corky wetsuit. It's great, but you're not going fast, guys. And it's slowing down your stroke rate. So you're swimming slower than you're capable of swimming. So don't get caught up in this catch-up stroke style swimming. Okay. Anybody have a question on that particular topic? Yes.
As far as stroke depth,
Yes.
should it always be just from elbow to hand to break the water?
Yeah.
No deeper? No
Right, exactly. You're going to be, yeah. So your elbow will be reasonably close to the surface, as close as you can have it. And your depth will be the length of your arm from your elbow to your fingertip, depending how long that is. So we're not going to go real deep. If we have a hand that's straight, where the elbow is not bent, there's still swimmers, pretty good swimmers, and that's how many swimmers used to swim back in the 70s, by the way. The elbows weren't bent as much. But what we found was more shoulder injuries started happening. Because with a straight arm, there's a lot of torque here. As we started, and coaches, we're not smart, by the way. The swimmers teach us. We're the ones who are always learning from you guys. I sit and I watch what everybody does, and then we learn from you. And swimmers started changing their own mechanics throughout the mid-70s into the 80s. And then this whole high elbow thing got developed. Less injuries came around. So it helps with less shoulder strain. Any more specific questions on mechanics?
Could you kindly share some ideas about breathing and how to breathe properly, or at least know how to breathe properly? Or in terms of, does the head come up?
Good question. How do I breathe properly? What do I do? We keep it simple. Nose down. And at the moment we start the stroke, I'm going to break it down into what I call ticks. Nose down. Tick. Now watch my head and my body. Tick. 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 Hands done. Face out. Water level right here. Inhaling. Tick. 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 We pull the head. We pull, and the head turns to the side. As the arm recovers, the head goes back down. Anybody that gets bruises on their inner shoulders when they're swimming, if you're a girl and you're getting this, it's not a good sign. Guys get it, it's because their beards rub right here as their arm is coming over, and those are the late breathers. Their head stays out too long and their arm's over. And you see these, when you see these little marks on inside of the shoulders of swimmers, it's a late breather. That's why we shouldn't see it on a girl. So it's that simple. Quick inhalation, then expulsion. All right, let's go to strength training. That's item number 4, right? 4. Yes.
Should you have the side that you breathe on? Is your stroke rate on that side generally slower? You understand? Like, when I breathe, I have to lower.
The question is, should your stroke be slower on the breathing side than if you weren't breathing? There's going to be, for most people, a slight difference, but with efficiencies of training and wearing that snorkel a lot, we'll try and even that out, and then we'll get you to balance your breathing. Michael Phelps, by the way, has an imbalanced stroke, but it works for him. He's got a little loping stroke when he swims. Works for him. It's his thumbprint. All right, let's come to strength. So we've hit training, we've hit technique, and the next most important thing is strength. There's nothing that we do, guys, in our day-to-day lives or at the gym that helps swimming, unfortunately. You go to the gym, you can lift all these weights